We are live now. Good evening. Namaskar. I am Assistant Professor Deepak Gavade. Welcomes you all for the exclusive national webinar on Smart Guide to Exam Anxiety, the Chanakya Way, organized by SST College of Arts and Commerce, Ulhasnagar. I welcome all the participants as well as our resource person, very excellent personality, a great author, motivator, leader, a guide, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai, sir. Dear students, in every student's life, exam plays very important role. And at the time of examination, you feel very stressed. So this session will reduce that stress. I will not speak more on this topic because Pillai sir is here to reduce your exam anxiety, exam stress. So I'm quite delighted to introduce such a great personality, our resource person, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai sir. Sir has done PhD from University of Mumbai and done research on Kautilya's Arthashastra from Chinmaya International Foundation, Kerala. Sir has also done MA in Sanskrit. And Dr. Pillai sir is popularly known for his best-selling at international level best-selling book Corporate Chanakya and other books in Chanakya series. Sir is having more than 25 years of experience. He is a leadership speaker, trainer, and personal mentor, as well as a certified management consultant. And Sir is also director of SPM Foundation and founder director of Atma Darshan Private Limited and Chanakya Anvikshini Private Limited. Sir is also deputy director of Chanakya International Institute. This institute is the institute which is run by University of Mumbai at Kalina campus. Sir is the member of Board of Studies for post-graduation courses and PhD. And Sir has written more than 200 articles in various newspapers, magazines, and journalism. And he is having many awards at his credit. I will mention only few here. Sardar Patel International Award 2009, Avishkar Chanakya Research Award 2013. And Sir is the author of more than 17 books. And I'm proudly mentioning here one thing that Sir is invited by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji at his residence because Narendra Modi ji is also quite fan of Chanakya and Sir presented his best selling internationally book Corporate Chanakya at his residence. So I welcome on behalf of SST College of Arts and Commerce in this exclusive national webinar. Welcome you, sir. Now I request our founder principal, Dr. Purswani sir, to guide students about uh, exam anxiety and to motivate them and to say few words about this purpose of organizing this national webinar. Over to you, sir. Sir, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You're not audible.
नमस्कार। आज का ये जो वेबिनार नेशनल वेबिनार हम लोगों ने आयोजन किया है, दिस इज टेकिंग इनटू अकाउंट द एंजाइटी एंड द डिफरेंट क्वेश्चंस which all the students have their mind, and I know this, we are all the part of this unforeseen situation what we are facing due to this COVID-19. Honestly speaking, nobody expected like this something will happen, and nobody was prepared. But now we all are human beings. It's our nature. Whatever challenges we come across, we stand firm, face the challenges, find out a way, and move ahead in the life. So I know all of you were waiting, for these exams somewhere in the month of March. All of a sudden, this lockdown was announced. All 6 months, you people are waiting. Now your wait is finally getting over because exam schedules have been announced, but still many of the students, they have some or the other caution in their mind. From this platform, I assure you, all the students from whichever college they are, that whether you are not to worry, because not only the head of the institution, principal, but the teachers, all university officials, whosoever is connected with this examination process, all are behind you, all are your pillars. So you're not to lose your heart. Be brave enough. Let us face this challenge and remind yourself that you are going to come out of this examination successfully and with flying colors. क्योंकि मैं यहाँ पे ज़्यादा वक्त नहीं लेते हुए एक लाइन से इसको कंक्लूड करूँगा कि आप सपने देखो। हम बोलते हैं जो सपने देखने की हिम्मत रखते हैं वही दुनिया को जीत सकते हैं। तो आप सपने देखना मत छोड़ो, हिम्मत मत छोड़ो, इतना फोर्स आपके पीछे खड़ा है। पिल्लाई सर अभी आपको अलग अलग स्टेप्स बताएंगे कि आप ये एग्जामिनेशन का जो चैलेंज आपके सामने आया है उसमें से हाउ टू कम आउट विथ फ्लाइंग कलर्स एंड बी अ सक्सेसफुल पर्सन इन द लाइफ। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, sir. As sir said that कि पिल्लई सर अभी हमें एग्जाम का ये जो स्ट्रेस है वो किस तरह से दूर करना है, किस तरह से हमें अच्छे से पढ़ाई करना है और एग्जाम में कैसे हम अच्छे मार्क्स लेकर आ सकते हैं एकदम रिलैक्स होकर, वो सब अभी आपको एक्सप्लेन करने वाले हैं। लेकिन समझिए अगर आपको कुछ उसमें पूछना है, आपको कुछ क्वेरी है, डाउट है, तो यूट्यूब पे जो लाइव चैट है उसमें आप वो पूछ सकते हैं। ये सेशन कंक्लूड होने के पहले हम पिल्लई सर से वो क्वेश्चन आपका डाउट पूछेंगे और पिल्लई सर उसका आंसर कर देंगे। नाउ आई रिक्वेस्ट पिल्लई सर टू स्टार्ट द सेशन एंड गाइड आवर स्टूडेंट्स कि किस तरह से ये एग्जाम का एंजाइटी हमारे स्टूडेंट खत्म कर दे और एकदम कॉन्फिडेंटली वो एग्जाम को फेस करे और अच्छे से मार्क्स हासिल करे। जैसे सर ने बोला कि सपने देखो और उस सपने को पूरा करने का हौसला रखो, तो वो कैसे हम कर सकते हैं वो अभी हमें पिल्लई सर बताएंगे। ओवर टू यू पिल्लई सर। Sir, you are not audible. Your mic is mute.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
First of all, a warm good evening. Thank you, Dr. Purswani sir, for organizing this wonderful program at S.S.T. College of Arts and Commerce. But I know it is not only college students, there'll be a lot of teachers from different university colleges of Mumbai University and other parts. It's a national webinar. And I also know, along with teachers, students, and officials, there also be some parents listening. So to all the students, teachers, parents, and everybody who is interested in this, my first namaskars. Before I start about the topic, which is Smart Guide to Exam Anxiety, I have only one rule to follow. Okay, all of you will smile. Okay, so 6 बजे से 7 बजे तक सब लोग smile करेंगे. And today I'm going to tell you a lot of jokes. तो ये क्या कर रहा है? Of course, I want all of you to understand that life is not about tension. Life is to be relaxed. Exam हो, challenge हो, लेकिन जो हंसते रहता है वो कामयाबी हासिल करता है. So make sure आपके मन में टेंशन हो, एंजाइटी हो, लेकिन नाटक करो, 1 घंटा स्माइल करो. Okay? तो I want you to be positive, and if you are sitting lazily, like पता नहीं क्या होगा, थोड़ा उठो, थोड़ा स्ट्रेच करो, थोड़ा व्यायाम करके बैठो. Okay? So जो भी आपके एग्जाम के एंजाइटी से थोड़ा पोस्टपोन कर दो. ठीक है? 1 घंटा, it should be like you're mentally free. Okay? I want you to not only smile with the lips, I want all of you to smile with your eyes. Okay? So only one rule, as I told you. Because at the end of this 1 hour, after 7 o'clock, I want you to say, yes, the person I was before 6 o'clock, and the person now I'm at 7 o'clock, remember 1 hour, I'm a changed person. Okay, so please enjoy this session. But yes, I'm a teacher, remember that. I myself, I'm a teacher. I want all of you to do one thing. Take a pen and a paper if you have a notebook or something. So I want all of you to write down some notes smilingly. Okay, हंसते हंसते सीखेंगे हम लोग 1 घंटा. I don't want anybody to be serious in this particular 1 hour lecture, but I want everybody to be sincere for the next 1 hour. Okay, not serious but sincere. ठीक है, तो मेरा एक ही रूल है कि हंसते रहिएगा मन से, आंखों से और होठों से. तो स्माइल internally, externally. Pray to God that you actually learn something worthwhile that will not only help you to face the exams that's coming right now, but also the biggest exam that will come to you called life. So if you follow these principles that I'm going to speak today, it's going to help you forever in life, because the biggest exam is not about the next 1 year or this one coming up immediately, but the one that will be there throughout. So friends, with that, please smile, be relaxed, okay? And enjoy this particular small but very important session that Dr. Purswani has been actually organizing for so many days. You know, when we're talking about it, kab karna hai, kaise karna hai, when everybody is tense, look at the leadership of our principal that he says, you know, let's be positive about it. So I'm actually feeling that your leader, our principal sir, is so good that he said, you know, let's do it. A lot of people may be wondering that this is the time to study, not to attend webinars. But he's done the right thing, that your frame of mind is more important than the exam itself. आप कैसे सोचते हो वो ज्यादा जरूरी है इससे ज्यादा कि आप क्या करते हो. Okay, so I want all of you to be very positive and smiling. Positive, smiling, and also practical. So as I told you, I'm going to tell you a lot of jokes. So ready for jokes? Okay. First joke. After exams, okay, after exams, it was results time. एक कॉलेज में रिजल्ट्स लग रहा था आफ्टर एग्जाम्स, एंड देन सब लोग जाके रिजल्ट्स देख रहे थे, रिजल्ट्स देख रहे थे, एंड वन गर्ल, ओके, शी स्टार्टेड क्राइंग, एंड वन बॉय ही वाज डांसिंग. So somebody went and saw this, you know, wow, what happened? Results आए ना. So they went to the girl and asked her, why are you crying? What happened to you? You don't know what happened. What happened? So I only got 98 marks. 98%. Why? So why are you crying? I was actually expecting 99, you know, so crying. Okay, no problem. What to do? Expectations. And this boy was dancing. And I went, what happened? What happened? Well, I passed. How much did you get? 35%. So he was dancing with joy. So one person who thought that I will never pass ho gaya, and is bubbling with joy. The other person, the girl who was very well prepared, just got 1% less, and she was crying. Dekhiye, this is something we have to understand. It is not the results. It's also how you perceived your own results. One person thought, you know, I will never even pass. But suddenly, wow, look at the happiness. And some person, maybe one little percentage less. 98 is not bad, but she was expecting 99 or maybe 100. You know, friends, where does the real problem happen? The real problem doesn't happen in exams. It is expectation of the results of the exam. एग्जाम में प्रॉब्लम कभी नहीं होता, बट एग्जाम के वो जो रिजल्ट आएगा वहां प्रॉब्लम होता है. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट योर पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर मैं आप लोगों को सबको ये कह दूं, okay, if I tell all of you 100% guaranteed everybody will pass, how are you feeling? Wow, isn't it? The thought itself that 100% हम सब पास हो जाएंगे, that itself frees you, isn't it true? So डर हमें एग्जाम से नहीं लगता, डर हमें लगता है कि शायद रिजल्ट्स में फेल हो जाएंगे, और यहीं पे सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम की शुरुआत होती है. So friends, as I told you, don't be anxious about what's going to come. That's in the future. But currently, next 1 hour, I'm going to prepare your mind to be actually be in the present, so that when the exam comes, it's okay. Okay, so remember one thing, the best prepared student also can have exam anxiety. So मेरे लोगों को लगता है कि प्रिपेयर नहीं किया तो एंजाइटी आती है, प्रिपेयर जो ज्यादा करता है उनको भी एग्जाम एंजाइटी होती है. So it is, remember, in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a beautiful statement, the best warrior with the best teacher and friend His name is Arjuna along with Krishna. Even he had exam anxiety. Kurukshetra में जाके जब सामने the moment the fight has come, he is saying, I will not fight. तो क्या हो गया? You develop cold feet. No, 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 no. And this friend of his says, oh, Murak, chalo, chalo, come on, I'm with you. Come on, come on, come on. And finally, he became one of the greatest warriors. So friends, remember one thing, exam anxiety comes for all type of students. Those who are not prepared, those who are prepared, and those who are over-prepared. Yes, friends. So first of all, whatever be your situation right now, because I know the reality that many of you thought, abhi nahi hoga exams. And suddenly the Supreme Court thing comes and says, no, what to prepare? I've forgotten everything. What to do? What to do? What to do? So don't worry about it. So today I'm going to give you 5 practical tips how smartly we can guide ourselves. Remember one thing, you are not just guiding others, you are first guiding ourselves. हमारा प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है, हम लोग ज्ञान मिलने के बाद दूसरों को सिखाते हैं, बट ये जो हम लोग 5 पॉइंट बताने वाले हैं वो आपको आपकी जिंदगी में अप्लाई करना है, ठीक है? सो आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू 5 पॉइंट्स. या ये 5 पॉइंट के बारे में ध्यान से सुनिएगा, सोचिएगा, ओके, और फिर आगे बढ़िएगा. रेडी? ओके. The first point is that teachers are not your enemies. ये क्या point है? Yes. Teachers are not your enemies. You know what, friends? There is a general tendency that teachers will fail you. Teachers will not make you pass. And I've seen that a lot of parents telling the students, oh, masti mat karna, वरना आप ना fail हो जाओगे. Remember one thing, that I am a teacher, okay? Please understand, it's coming from a teacher's point of view. Teachers love their children. Of course, teachers have their own challenges because in one class there are sometimes 60 students, number of students. So, you have to understand teachers love the students, okay? And there is not a single teacher who wants his students to fail. तो अगर आपके मन में ये है कि टीचर मुझे फेल कर देगा, that is not true, okay? So number 1, first things first, that teachers are not enemies. Then what are teachers? Teachers love you and teachers want you to pass, okay? मैं आपको एक अंदर की बात बताता हूँ. Ready? If a student fails, it is also a problem for the teacher. So आप सोचो कि some students fail, मुझको वापस उनको सिखाना है, एटी करना है, वो करना है. So actually, it will be very positive about this particular thing, that teachers are nice people and they want you to pass. And I can tell you this very thing, if students pass out, by the way, you may be surprised, and many of you may or may not know this, that as you have a report card, we also have a performance report card. Really? Yeah, you may not know this. So in universities and colleges, there is something called as API, Annual Performance Indicator. So imagine, let's say I am the director at the Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies. So I also have an annual report. My report depends on how many students passed, how many students are gone for higher education, how many are doing PhDs. But if I say, now this student is not doing well, it is a bad thing for me. And I want to tell you what my teacher told me. So, remember, before I became a teacher, I was a student like all of you. So my PhD guy, Dr. Shubhada Joshi, once told me, and it stuck with me. And after that, the exam fear went off from my mind forever. There was one teacher, and she was, the part of that department head, okay, whatever. And sometimes we go, first of all, the teachers decide the syllabus. Teachers decide what is the teaching methodology. Teachers decide the question paper. Teachers do the correction. And after that, if the student fails, then whose problem is it? सब कुछ टीचर के पास है. कैसे क्या सिखाना, कैसे क्वेश्चन पेपर सेट करना और कैसे पास भी करना. Now you have to understand one thing, teacher has got the freedom of right from syllabus, designing everything. At the end of it, the teacher's intention is not exactly to fail you. Okay, so पहली बात ये आप कर दो कि कोई आप दुश्मन के साथ लड़ाई करने नहीं जा रहे हो. Okay, but you are going to present in that small exam what you have understood. In fact, I have a very interesting, friends and colleagues in my Mumbai University, and one of them tells it very nicely. We teachers are not going to check what you don't know. We are going to check what you know. आप क्या नहीं जानते, ये नहीं हम देखने वाले हैं. हम ये जानते हैं कि क्या आप जानते हो. So remember one thing. It is not an exam. It is an assessment. So, but everything we are prepared for, yes. The problem is that when you hear the word exam, exam fever, exam anxiety, exam stress, but really speaking, what is exam? Okay, it is not about right or wrong. It's about knowing how much you understood. And you know what is the best part about every exam? Okay, now it's online, but even before that, you have a choice. Remember, there is multiple choices. You can decide how much to write, how much not to write. Yes. So what I'm saying, the first principle is that go with an attitude that the teacher will be happy when I pass. And the teacher is waiting for me to pass because my percentage and my passing is also good news for the teacher. So remember one thing, teachers love you and you should also respect. So take away first the fear of the teacher. Okay. So that is the first rule. The second important. Now, he's already told me that teachers will pass everybody. So I should not study. No, no, no. That should not be the attitude. Don't take it casually, but take it sincerely. Okay, so exams are coming around. That's a reality. There'll be some assessment. Understand one thing, that you have to be sincere. So many times people, what happens, I remember when I was in my college days, suddenly there is no exam. So your mind is off from the exam tension or whatever. And suddenly you said you have to appear. What do you say? Okay, then the stress comes in. I don't know what to do. Bhul gaya main. I have to go back and study. No problem. Relax. Okay. So what I'm saying, the good news is that you know the timetable now. You know when it is, how it is, when it is. You know the subject also. So what I'm saying, that whatever be the time, okay, jitna bhi aapke paas time hai, relax. Okay. What you should do is that don't take the exam very seriously, but don't take the exams very casually also. So what are you supposed to do till the next time? Study well. Okay. Okay, study well. So, the good part is that, you'll be getting a lot of, MCQs, multiple choice questions and all those things already been there. And the good part is that, you actually know what are the type of questions going to come. So there'll be a lot of training programs that's being done, and being in the university, the teachers also getting trained for the first time and all those things. So what I'm saying, there are two things. One is you focus on your studies for the next few days till the exams, okay? But what I'm saying is that don't just become so anxious ki kya hoga. Because let me tell you, this is the first time that everybody will be actually in such a massive way going on online. So जैसे आपको भी doubts है ना कि कैसे होगा, क्या होगा, what about technology and all those things. Believe me, even teachers also have this. We are also trying for the first time. So it's like, it's called, teething problems. Okay, so आपका काम क्या है? आपका काम है अच्छी तरह पढ़ाई करने का, and whatever has been given instructions and things like that, you have to just follow it. So I will say the second formula is study well, but go by the flow. Okay, study well. Okay, आपका sincerely study करें, and I will tell you how to study well also in this short period of time also. Okay, so don't think that study well, but how, I will tell you later on. But the second formula is study well, but go by the flow. Understand this, that everybody across the world, not only our college or Mumbai University, first time everybody is actually becoming so anxious. And I'll tell you, my dear friends, you'll be surprised. The teachers are going through a lot of anxieties themselves. Principals, teachers, university heads. It's not easy. So it's not your problem. Paristhiti sabki aisi hai. Okay? So everybody, schools, teachers, everybody. And I'll tell you, what is very important, it's instead of, supporting each other, we are actually blaming each other. I know of, teachers who are taking classes and saying, the parents can enter the classes and say, "Arey, mera teacher barabar nahi padha raha hai bachche ko." Who are you to tell that? When somebody is getting operated, okay, the doctor doesn't allow the family members. Fortunately, all the parents can see what is going to happen inside the classroom. But remember one thing, teachers are also going through anxieties the way students are going through anxieties. So हमको करना क्या है? एक दूसरे को समझना है. We are there to support each other. In fact, the Vice Chancellor, our own Vice Chancellor, wrote a mail to all of us. He communicated. We had a meeting. I'm also a director, right? So I'm also going through the whole process. And he said, let us all be positive about it. Okay? So we all have to be positive about it and saying that, भैया, ये ऐसा problem है जो सबका problem है. मेरा धर्म क्या है? मेरा कर्म क्या है? As a student, it's my duty to study very well. And the teacher's duty is to conduct the online examination in the given time period. Isn't it true? So दोनों अपना काम करते हैं. So we are also working towards getting this aligned. We have WhatsApp groups, friends. You will be surprised. Every teacher is also saying what to do. We are concerned about you. For you, it's giving that one online and then getting it done. But for us, how many students we have to manage, making sure that everything is in place. So if there is a student anxiety towards exam, There is a teacher's anxiety also towards exam. So we understand you, so you also try and understand us. Okay, so that is the second important thing. Study well. So whatever be the time right now, accept it as a game, not a challenge. Challenge में क्या होता है पता है आपको? See, it's like going to a battle. लड़ेंगे या मरेंगे. So let's fight against each other. That's going for a war. Whom are we fighting against? Okay, think about exam as a game where you are over prepared and going by the flow. See, when you go for a game, you actually say, I want to be prepared, I want to be fit, I have to do my exercises, do my coaching, everything else. But when I go there, the mindset is saying that, okay, whatever be the ball that comes, I'll hit it to a sixer. But when you go for a battle, okay, it is about living and dying. Isn't it true? So in a battle, you are fighting against an enemy, either he will kill you or you will kill. This is not a battle. Look at it as a positive game where you are over prepared and you want to come out successful. And the good news is that everybody can pass. So it is not like the enemy, one person will get killed and the other person will die. It is not an exchange of weapons. It's actually an assessment. A small assessment for some time. But remember one thing, you have to be very, very clear that you have to study well in the given period of time. Okay, now I'll tell you. What is the way to study? Okay, because limited time. So throughout the year, you have studied the subject and all those things. I'll tell you. The fourth thing is that before the exam, still the exam comes up and it's a short period, I know all those things, you should try and maximum possible, okay, try to cut down your unnecessary interactions on social media. Okay, I'm not telling you not to use social media. In fact, we are using social media right now. We're seeing it on YouTube live. We're using a Zoom platform. But you have to understand one thing. Next few days, till the exam, there are a lot of things you should cut down. But you have only 24 hours. So suddenly it was no exams. Everybody said, chalo, yeah, let's watch this, Netflix and YouTube and this and that. Today, you have to understand, cut down what is not necessary. But at the same time, you should use this particular time to have some discussion with your friends and family. Very, very important. Very, very important that, suppose you have a friend circle and you're all in the same class. Anxiety for you is also there, for other friend is also there, for everyone it is there. So what I would suggest is that use technology to help each other. So what I'm saying is that जब आपको पता नहीं है कैसे है क्या है एक दूसरे को help करो. So what I'm saying that unnecessary जो entertainment वाले जो आप usage कर रहे हो or just for information gathering cut down. After the exam is over you can still go back, okay? But what I'm saying now be sincere about how you should prepare for your exam. So number one, prepare along with your friends. So suppose you know how to study, then help out other people who are studying. Okay, so you make small groups. Okay, and this group is not for chit-chatting, okay? It is for helping each other to appear for exam. So suppose somebody gets an information from a right source, very important, okay? There will be so many things floating around. There is something happening in the media, they're reporting something. There is something happening in the university and all those things. So many times what happens, information should not become misinformation. So one information comes with anxiety. अरे आज paper में ये पढ़ा, आज TV में वो देखा. See, all the media people are good, okay? They're also trying to support you, but you should not get anxiety about any new news coming in. So in the group, you should have said, okay, fine, ये information आया हुआ है, ये दिन में exam है, ये paper है. But what I'm saying is that help each other to make sure this particular information is okay. And second important thing, you have to help each other prepare for exams. And as you know, in every class, there are different types of students. So some are very academically good, some are average, some are not good. What I would suggest is that there is a formula which Chanakya gives. He said, if you want to be a good student, be a good teacher. If you want to be a good student, be a good teacher. Ka matlab kya? Suppose, okay, I want to do the exam very well. Okay, so I am a good student. But the thing is that there is somebody in my class who is not very good. And I'm seeing that boy or a girl struggling, because of language problem, maybe for technology. I should teach them. So what you should do is make small groups within yourself and say that the difficult question is smart logon ko pata hai. So he will become a teacher. And what happens when somebody teaches in the same circle, it becomes like a revision. So I would say that, it's try and make a small group for yourself where you will help each other with exam anxiety. So that's for the friend circle. So help each other. And look at one thing, very important. Don't look at competition. Now think about collaboration. What is the meaning of competition? In my university, I had this Chanakya International Institute of Leadership Studies. In my first class, generally there are 30 students or more. I always tell them, even if one student fails, I consider the whole class failed. So, I remember the first about 30 students. And there were new students, old students, age students, young students, but they all, and the happiness of a teacher is 30 out of 30. So in your own friend circle, you should say that, it is not मैं pass हो गया, वो fail होगी. I get a very sadistic kind of a pleasure. No friends. एक भी आदमी अगर पीछे रह जाता है ना, तो it is your duty कि उसको आगे खींचो. So it may so happen that you have anxiety. So with friends, you'll come out of that anxiety. But remember one thing, there will be some person in your group who may not be very good in communicating. Pull up that student. जैसा मैं आप लोग को pull करता हूँ ना, बोला कोई बात नहीं, हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं. And you can use all these funny things. डर के आगे जीत है. And all those things. So you have to motivate yourself, motivate your friend circle also. Now coming back to the family. And that's very important because in India, we actually live a family life, not an individual life. And I've seen this. Students' exams becomes anxiety for the parents. And I know so many parents, some of you who are also listening over here, you have seen that for educated parents, it's more a problem. Sometimes I feel, less educated the parents, it is good. But educated parents get into so much anxiety. And the anxiety goes into the students also. So I would say that if you are a student, tell your parents, Mama, Papa, relax. Okay? आप हमें help कीजिए. लेकिन don't take tension because sometimes the students are very positive. But the parents, पढ़ाई किया. So somewhere जो आदमी normal है, वो abnormal हो जाता है. So I would request all the students to tell their parents, don't worry. I'm studying sincerely. Help me in studies. Okay? Now for the parents who are listening, don't give them pressure. Don't give them over pressure. I have seen so many people who unnecessarily create a problem where there is no problem. So you have to create a positive environment. So if you're a parent, खाने को चाहिए, पीने को चाहिए, जो भी है खाना पीना दे देना. Give them not just food and things, but also give them a positive mindset. Okay, it's very, very important. The family also becomes positive along with the people. So the third thing which I was to tell you is that prepare for the exams along with the friends and also with the family. Create a positive vibe. Okay, create a positive vibe. चलो हम सब लोग साथ में हैं. And I'll tell you, human beings are very strange. If one person is negative, everybody becomes negative because it goes. But if one person is positive, slowly everybody becomes positive. So we have to have that positive frame of mind कि हम लोग साथ में जीतने वाले हैं. This is not my problem, your problem. It's everybody's opportunity. And I'll tell you something. Okay, friends, if you had got the degree, okay, without an exam, think about it. You would have got the degree, okay? But you know what? उसमें एक छापा होता था. Corona degree. You know what that means? Lifelong. It will be saying that you actually passed an exam without actually giving an exam. Mumbai University degree has got a huge advantage globally. It's a 160-year-old university. Remember that. It's got a global standard. I have traveled across the globe representing Mumbai University. But imagine whenever I go with my degree everywhere or my PhD degree or whatever, there's a respect. But would you like that saying that in an exam ke bina hua hai? I'm not against that. If the government had decided, we should be accepting. But you should be proud of the fact that degree that you will get, and I'm sure 100% everybody will come out with flying colors. But you will be always proud to tell that, listen, I gave an exam and I earned my degree. There is a difference between getting a degree and earning a degree. जब आप exam देते हो, remember one thing, you are proud कि ऐसे नहीं मिला है. There is a student of mine yesterday, he came from Ahmedabad. So his daddy used to actually, do business for 22 years. So this young boy, 18 years old, he came to the office and he sat on daddy's chair directly. Daddy got so angry and said, तुम्हें पता है क्या तुम किस कुर्सी पे बैठे हो? So the boy looked like, कुर्सी है, डैडी का कुर्सी है. डैडी का कुर्सी नहीं है. ये मेरी 25 साल के मेहनत के बाद ये कुर्सी में बैठने के लायक हुआ हूं मैं. तुम अभी लायक नहीं हो. So my dear friends, understand, you're all going to go to get that degree that's going to stay with your life. And if it is to be assessed, so what? कर देंगे, but after you get it, you'll feel proud about the thing. In fact, we did our own small little assessment in our university. So we have students, they were into first year going to second year. We had a small assessment. And some of my students, all of my students passed, by the way, with flying colors. But I remember one of my students actually said, sir, I'm so thankful to you. Like, क्यों I'm thankful? Easy tha isliye. No, easy की बात नहीं है, sir. I am proud that I've gone from first year to second year after formally giving an exam. देखिए, आपको ना वो लाइफ लॉन्ग याद रहेगा कि आपने कोई भी मेहनत के साथ कमाया जो वस्तु होता है ना, बिना मेहनत के, वो कहीं ना कोई बैक ऑफ द माइंड लगता है मिल गया, लेकिन ये मेहनत करके मिलना. So look at it positively. So I would suggest that, help friends and take the help of families. If required, from time to time, discuss with them. Remember one thing, human beings are very strange. अकेले पढ़ने में टेंशन बढ़ता है, बातें करने से टेंशन कम होता है. If you look at कौन बनेगा करोड़पति, whenever there is a problem and you don't know what to do, even Amitabh Bachchan gives you a lifeline called phone a friend. So remember one thing, so if you are having an exam anxiety, don't be alone, don't get into stress, don't go into a corner and just be quiet. Please understand, speak to a friend. And in your friend circle, you have to observe that is there a friend, a boy or a girl who is not communicating. तो कभी कभी हो जाता है टेंशन लोगों को एक्सप्रेस करने को नहीं हो जाता, they get into seclusion. So keep looking out for those people who are not communicating and call them up. If they're lifting the phone, check with the parents saying that, auntie, ये ठीक है ना, मेरी जो फ्रेंड है या वो है वो ठीक है ना. Because sometimes what happens, people who have low self confidence, they get into a cocoon. और उसमें से निकालना बहुत बड़ा टेंशन होता है, because the real thing is that what's going on in the person's mind we don't know. Yesterday I got a call from one of my friends from Singapore. Okay, he gave me a very interesting thing. Of course, it's not about exams. It's a CEO of a company. Okay, and the CEO of a company looked very smart and all those things, very very nice, smiling face, and he posted on LinkedIn, and he said this photograph was clicked on a day when the evening I committed suicide, but I survived it. And I'm posting this to everybody in the world to understand. That evening, I was smiling and all those things, and everybody gave me likes and all those things. But the reality is that under se, okay, I was so depressed, so anxiety. I committed suicide, but fortunately, he was saved. So he is telling the whole world that just because a person looks nice doesn't guarantee that is insidely very peaceful and nice. So important thing is, friends, if you know somebody who is actually becoming less communicative, is not talking, there is some problem. First of all, help each other, help out others also. So, there's a very important third tip that friends and family have to be involved, create a positive environment. Now comes to the fourth point. Okay, it's very, very important that we actually start doing some physical exercises. Body language matters. Okay, so sometimes when you get depressed and all those things, your body is like this. So this is like low confidence. Some people are overconfident like this. But if you sit, you need to have a proper body posture. So I would suggest that during this particular time, take small breaks in your studies, exercise yourself, eat the right nutrition food, do some pranayam, exercises, things like that. And finally, I would also want to tell that it's very, very important that when you're physically fit, you're mentally alert, you're intellectually brilliant. Yes, it's very, very important that you have to keep yourself physically fit. I'm not telling you to go and play sports for 2-3 hours. That's not the point, because anyway, because of the restriction, it is at home. Do some stretching exercises, yoga, I don't know, whatever you do. But do build your physical stamina, because a physically fit person can be mentally alert. He can be intellectually brilliant. Okay, so it's very important that you keep your stamina very high. Okay, so please make sure that you eat the right kind of a food, exercise, and if possible, at least 20 minutes a day, 15-20 minutes a day, at least meditate. Sit quietly, calmly, pray to God, sing that, okay, Bhagwan, okay, मैं करने वाला हूँ, एग्जाम देने वाला हूँ, but आप मेरे साथ में रहना. So the state of your mind begins with the state of your body. Remember one thing, if you are very lazy, then slowly the anxiety picks you up, the stress level goes up. But when you get up, इसलिए बोलते हैं थोड़ा सा अगर exercise कर लो, stretch कर लो. I would also give you one small tip and suggestion. Exercise 3 times a day. 3 times a day. I'm not telling you to exercise 1 hour a day. Okay. So if you have already an exercise routine, good. Okay. Some people do it in the morning, some people do it in the evening, some people like to go to gym. I'm not talking about that kind of a thing. 1 hour a day or 45 minutes, half an hour, what your routine is, you should exercise. But what I also say is that 2 times more you should stretch yourself. Like I do. I'll tell you my routine. Every day in the morning, I do yoga for almost half an hour to 45 minutes. But in the afternoon, I do a 5-minute exercise. Yeah, it is not a full exercise routine. So what I do in the afternoon, generally, it's a little bit of a lazy mood, and so what I do, eat the food, stretch myself, take some deep breaths, and meditate for 5 minutes. Believe me, I feel so refreshed. I do that in the evening also. Okay, so even though you may have a full exercise routine, don't just stop at that. Create small routines. Okay, so I would suggest that in this particular time period, to keep your body active, keep your movements also active. Okay, so if you have this morning, increase a little bit, 5 minutes also, it's okay, but do that because it's been scientifically proven that when the blood circulation is good in your body, exercise makes your blood circulation in the body good. The blood circulation also leads to good blood circulation of the brain. सोचने को भी ताकत लगता है. Don't think that thinking is a very easy job. Thinking is not an easy job. Thinking requires energy. And if you don't know how to get that energy, you will get mentally drained. So physical exercise is a must during this particular time. Okay. Now I come to the next point. Very important. Simple hai. Chinta mat karo, chintan karo. Okay. So don't worry about exams. Okay. Think and strategize about exams. Okay. चिंता मत करो, चिंतन करो. What is the difference? चिंता मतलब क्या होगा, क्या होगा, क्या होगा, क्या होगा. So it is like a treadmill. If you run on a treadmill, your movement is there, but there is no progress. Okay. So what happens is that if you are always on क्या होगा, क्या होगा, क्या होगा, half an hour क्या होगा. So it is just your mind is moving, but there is no progress. But what is chintan? You think about it. Okay, already the MCQs are there, multiple choice questions. Okay, then you discuss with your friends, and okay, let me prepare all things, let me practice all these things. So what you're doing is that you're not wasting that mental energy into negative कि क्या होगा, क्या होगा. Instead of that, you're thinking कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा, कैसे होगा. You understand one thing? It's very important that चिंता मत करो, चिंतन करो. And chintan is very important. Human beings have got brains, isn't it? But we use the brains. But unfortunately, many times we misuse the brains. Okay, so it's very important that think about it, practice it. Okay, so sit down with the MCQs, discuss with friends. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And in Hindi or Marathi or whatever you say, there is a very interesting word called as abhyas. Well, then abhyas karo, abhyas karo. What is the meaning of abhyas karo? Abhyas karo means practice it again and again and again and again. So you got to list, practice it again, take a break, practice it again. So remember one thing, you have to be prepared, okay, for the exam, but important, don't take stress about the exam. So be prepared, be prepared, be prepared, but don't take tension or anxiety. So I like to tell you one interesting thing. Okay, so as I told you, I'm going to tell a lot of jokes. So this is very interesting. I learned from one of my spiritual gurus. He says, before the exams, I was wise. After the exams, I was wise. And during the exams, I was otherwise. So मुझे एग्जाम के पहले सब क्वेश्चंस याद था. Okay, एग्जाम के बाद सब आंसर्स भी याद था. So question answer before the exam, but during the exam, blackout. Isn't it? So this is what many students have this particular problem. It's not that they don't remember it, but they don't remember it when it is required. You know why that happens? Because when you actually sit for that exam during that particular time, suddenly because of the tension, anxiety picks up. Isn't it true? Now, I'll tell you. The real joke and a real incident, okay? And this we have tried in our university also. So whenever you read a paper, question paper and all those things, there are instructions given, isn't it? So a lot of people read the instructions and start answering. Okay, so there was one time where there was an assessment, one examination happening. 50 questions. How many? 50 questions to be answered in 1 hour. And the instruction was very clearly, you have to read the whole thing and then answer it. Okay. So instruction is read the whole questions and then start answering. But most of the students, what they did, they looked at, read the instruction and start answering, and you have to answer 50 questions. But read the instructions and they started, first question. Oh, 1 hour. That means I got only 60 seconds and I got 50 questions. So you calculate 1 minute. How do you tuck, 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 tuck. And one person went to the teacher in the next 10 minutes and said, teacher, ho gaya mera. And he walked to the class. He said, how did he answer that whole thing in 10 minutes? And the teacher was smiling. And our remaining students said, oh, whatever. And that student walked out of the class and he went out and said, this student might have failed. But by the time they came out, only 5 minutes, I still have 10 questions to answer. And the last question said, the instructions, the last questions clearly said, you don't have to answer anything. Just give the paper to the teacher and walk. We already passed you. So this one student, he read that instructions carefully and he kept his mind cool. What do the instructions say? Read all the questions before you start answering. And you have to write 50 of them. So you start answering. But the 50th question पढ़ने के बाद नीचे क्या instruction था? You don't have to answer, just give the thing. It was not about exams. It was about your mindset. My dear friends, please understand this. Of course, in your case, you have to answer. Okay, so I'm not telling you have to just leave it like that. So what is important is that the moment you get that question paper, that's a moment of decision. जब वो शुरू होगा ना timer, tak 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 tak. That time everybody loses their cool. You know all the answers, but you lose your cool of state of mind. So my very practical tip is that the moment when the exam starts, don't start answering. But time. Wait. मनस्थिति को ठीक करना. Take a spiritual call. Hey Bhagwan, maybe 5 minutes before that, we should start things. And okay, so what? Sachin Tendulkar was once asked, how did you succeed? See, he's a world player, In fact, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was asked this question, saying that suppose I have to, make 300 runs in 50 overs. Aajkal T20 भी चल रहा है ना, IPL. So suppose I have to make some 300 runs or 200 runs. Then as a captain, what do you do? So you have to complete the whole thing. You know what Mahendra Singh said? I'm aware that I have to complete the 200 or 300 runs. So let's say 200 runs. I got 20 overs, T20. Then okay, so I have a calculation. And okay, 20 overs, 200 runs. So 10. But you know what? I always do my calculations and then go one ball at a time. Remember one thing, I don't look at the 20 overs every time. I look at it and say, look, I did my calculations and that okay. Our problem is that we always look at the whole thing, but you're forgetting one step at a time. So when you're answering a question, okay, focus on that question. Complete that question, next question. And you'll be surprised. You complete everything. Isn't it true? So friends, you have to understand, during the exam, you should not be otherwise. You should be more wiser. Before the exams, I was wise. After the exams also, I should be wise. But during the exam, I should not be otherwise. I should be wiser. So your state of mind is very important, friends. I just want to tell you one small instance and I will stop over here because I have given enough time. You'd be surprised that this is not the first time I'm addressing students to actually give exam because I'm a teacher myself. Okay, I was once called by the vice chancellor. Okay, and that time many years ago, and my PhD guy, that I was doing a PhD, she called me up and said, Vice Chancellor has called you. For what? So you have to go for a research competition. What research competition? Not, So I was doing a PhD, but that time you have to go for a research. What? Avishkar. I said, what Avishkar? I had no idea. Like all of you, you have no idea. हमको लगा exam नहीं होने वाला है. Suddenly exam आ गया. So you have to go for a competition. Now, what competition? Research competition. For those people who don't know, Avishkar is the governor's research competition across all universities in Maharashtra. So I said, ठीक है, मैं teacher को बोला जाना जरूरी है क्या? You know what my teacher Dr. Shubhra Joshi madam said, जाना जरूरी नहीं है, ये यूनिवर्सिटी का इज्जत का सवाल है. So I said, okay, madam, ऐसा क्या इज्जत का सवाल है? Then she told कि vice chancellor told her that Mumbai University generally is known as an examination center. Isn't it all of exam? Look at the exam house. My goodness, I really pity them. It's not easy. 800 colleges, so many research institutions. So for every time we tense about exam. She told me, what? We have never focused on research. And every time there's a research competition by the governor is our chancellor, happens, we always get number 2 or number 3. So what happened? This time, the vice chancellor has got a vision, and I remember that time it was Dr. Rajan Velukar sir. He said, okay, you have to make sure that we win the research competition. Usually Pune gets it because Pune has a very different kind of a mindset. And I was going, so I went there, and I said, so kya hua hai? Enjoy the game. Don't take it as a war, take it as a game. I went over there, I over-prepared, okay? So Avishkar research. I went, and suddenly the in charge of the competition told me, Radhakrishnan Pillai, you're so positive. Like, yes, sir, I'm positive. Baaki sab bachche log ko, aap train karo how to be positive. I said, usme kya hai? I'm positive, everybody kya? So all the people, we were a group of 52 people who went to Jalgaon. Yes, I remember that. We went all the way to Jalgaon where, there was a university and all 20 universities came together. But I told everything, yare competition to kya hua? Let's fight with a sportsman spirit. Never in the history of Mumbai University, and never in the history of Mumbai University we had got it till now. but I used to give the motivation speech. Don't worry, appear confident, smile, wear the nice dress, be confident. Tension hai to bhi dikhao mat, and all those things, so little tricks and all those things. And the first time we actually went the all Maharashtra research competition. To that extent, people were surprised. I got a gold medal myself, and all of us got, and became a big news. And since that particular time, every time Avishkar happens, our students council director, Sunil Patil, they always you have to come, do what? You have to motivate the students. And this time also, we got a hat trick. I don't know if you're aware of this. My principals may be aware of it. All my principal friends and all those things, that from a point where Mumbai University never got a research award, 3 times continuously. This time we were the host before the corona lockdown. So, 3 times. And my only role is go for 1 hour like this and tell them कर सकते हैं. देखिए, मेरा रोल है आपको बताना. Remember, चलना आपको है, जीतना आपको है. मेरा काम एग्जाम लिखना नहीं है, बट मैंने आपको अंदर की बातें बताई. अंदर की बातें मतलब ये नहीं कि एग्जामिनेशन में क्या क्वेश्चन आने वाला है, वो अलग अंदर की बात है. अंदर की बात मतलब what a teacher feels for the students. They want the students to succeed. It's like parents, बच्चे जब जीतते हैं तो पेरेंट्स को लगता है कि मैं जीत गया. जब स्टूडेंट्स पास होते हैं तो टीचर को लगता है मैं पास हुआ. Every student who passes is a pride to the teacher. Every student who comes with flying colors is a pride to the teacher and the institution. So remember this, अंदर से strong बनो, पॉजिटिव बनो, प्रैक्टिकल बनो, प्रिपेयर करो, एक दूसरे को हेल्प करो. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, आज से लेके एग्जाम होने तक स्माइल करो. So be positive, be practical, be prayerful. The last 3 things are actually PPP model. एक प्रिंट आउट लेके अपने मिरर के ऊपर लगा देना, एंड 3 times in a day जाके मिरर को देखना, कुंभ करना. 3 P's. Be positive, okay? पॉजिटिव अंदर से. Be practical. पढ़ाई करना तो ऐसा नहीं हो जाएगा. पॉजिटिव से कुछ नहीं होता. Be practical and be prayerful. भगवान को याद करें. Remember one thing, we have to take this journey as a spiritual journey. Okay? एग्जाम्स लाइफ में होते रहेंगे, लेकिन हर मोड़ पे जो अंदर से भगवान पे ट्रस्ट करता है, मेहनत करने के बाद, बिना मेहनत के नहीं होता. सो भगवान पे भरोसा रखो, टीचर्स पे भरोसा रखो, अपने आप पे भरोसा रखो. इट्स अ स्मॉल थिंग. द फर्स्ट टाइम फॉर एवरीवन, देयर इज एन एंजाइटी for you, teachers, university, ministers, government, everyone. But together we will win. It's a teamwork, okay? So please be sure that we are here to succeed together. सबकी जीत में हमारी जीत है और हमारी जीत में सबकी जीत है. So we जीतेंगे जरूर, और आज से लेके लाइफ के अंत तक भूलना नहीं, स्माइल करना. Please keep smiling, working hard, and I'm sure everybody will come out of this smart way to guide and come out of this examination anxiety. All the best to all of you. I'll see you with smiling faces when the results come. All the best.
Thank you very much, sir. A really awesome session, very motivating, very inspiring. और मैं तो ये कहना चाहूँगा कि स्टूडेंट्स के मन में जो एग्जाम का एंजाइटी है आज के सिचुएशन में, वो पूरी तरह से निकल चुका है. अभी हम लोग सोच सकते हैं कि स्टूडेंट्स रियली दिल खोल कर हंस रहे हैं, और उनका जो डर था, जो स्ट्रेस था, वो पूरी तरह से आपने आपके इस सेशन से निकाल दिया. काफी सारे कमेंट्स हमें यहाँ पर मिल रहे हैं. यहाँ पर आज के इस नेशनल वेबिनार में काफी सारे टीचर्स अलग अलग यूनिवर्सिटीज से ज्वाइन हुए थे, जिसमें ओडिशा से, कर्नाटका से, राजस्थान से और ऑल ओवर इंडिया से टीचर्स थे. साथ में पेरेंट्स भी यहाँ पे जुड़े थे, और पेरेंट्स की जो चिंता होती है, जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि एग्जाम का स्ट्रेस स्टूडेंट से ज्यादा तो पेरेंट्स को होता है, तो रियली दे आर ऑल्सो वरीड अबाउट देयर वर्ड्स. तो पेरेंट्स के भी यहाँ पे कमेंट्स आ रहे हैं कि रियली आज के इस माहौल में ऐसे सेमिनार की, ऐसे वेबिनार की जरूरत थी, जो एसएसटी कॉलेज ने पूरी की. और थैंक्स टू डॉक्टर पिल्लाई सर कि इतने ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड्स में, इतने सिंपल वर्ड्स में और एकदम स्माइलिंग फेस में सर सबको दिल खोल के हंसाया आपने. बहुत बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल्स आपने दिए, और रियली आपने जैसे बताया कि पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. मैं इसको थोड़ा सा समराइज करना चाहूंगा विथ योर परमिशन, कि आपने
Yes, sir.
जो पॉइंट्स यहाँ पर हाईलाइट किए, कि आपने जैसे बताया कि पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट के साथ हमें इस एग्जाम को फेस करना है। और सिंपल सी बात आपने बताई कि हमें एग्जाम से डर नहीं लगता है, हमें डर किससे लगता है कि रिजल्ट क्या आएगा, क्या होगा, कैसे होगा। हम वो अननेसेसरी सोचते रहते हैं। तो जैसे आपने बताया कि प्रिपेयर करो, जैसे भगवत गीता करती है कर्म कर, है ना, कर्म कर। तो एज अ स्टूडेंट अपना कर्म क्या है, पढ़ाई करना, बस वो काम करना है। वो आपने सभी स्टूडेंट्स को बताया, भगवत गीता के आपने एग्जाम्पल दिए। हाँ, और एक बहुत ही अच्छी बात, मैं भी एक टीचर हूँ, कि एवरी टीचर लव स्टूडेंट्स। यस, कोई टीचर कभी भी मेरा स्टूडेंट फेल हो ऐसे नहीं सोचता है। दिस इज वेरी फैक्ट सर। और हर टीचर चाहता है कि मेरा हर स्टूडेंट अच्छे मार्क्स से पास हो जाए, और उसके लिए वो मेहनत करता है। और जैसे आपने बताया कि एवरी स्टूडेंट के पीछे टीचर्स है, जैसे हमारे प्रिंसिपल सर ने भी बताया कि आज का ये जो सिचुएशन है, एग्जाम प्रेशर में स्टूडेंट है, तो सभी फैकल्टी मेंबर्स, सभी डिपार्टमेंट्स, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफिशियल्स, एवरीबडी इज बिहाइंड द स्टूडेंट। हम सब डियर स्टूडेंट्स, मैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म से आपको बताना चाहूंगा, यू डोंट वरी, यू जस्ट रिलैक्स, हैव पेशेंस, हैव पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट। आप सभी के पीछे हम लोग डटकर खड़े हुए हैं। जो भी दिक्कतें हैं आप हमें शेयर कर सकते हो। और जैसे सर ने बताया कि ग्रुप स्टडी करना चाहिए, अपने फ्रेंड्स को पूछना चाहिए, हाँ, और अपना माइंड ना ओपन अप करना चाहिए, तो डेफिनेटली अपने जो प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं वो निकल जाते हैं। और एक बहुत अच्छा सेंटेंस आपने बताया सर, डर के आगे जीत है। तो डेफिनेटली डर के आगे जीत होती है। एक्सरसाइज हमें करना है, मेडिटेशन करना है, स्मॉल स्मॉल ब्रेक लेना है। और एक कान मंत्र जिसे हम बोल सकते हैं ना, सर ने आपको दिया है, क्या दिया, चिंता मत करो, चिंतन करो। बहुत ही बढ़िया बताया सर ने कि चिंता मत करो, चिंतन करो, सोचो मत क्या होगा, कैसे होगा, अभी मेरा क्या होगा, बाप रे एग्जाम देना है, ऑनलाइन होने वाला है, ऐसे कुछ मत सोचो। टीचर्स हैं, आपको गाइड कर रहे हैं, जैसे बता रहे हैं वैसे आप करो। रिलैक्स कैसे करना है वो सोचो, क्या होगा से कैसे होगा, किस तरह से हम कर सकते हैं। और ये जो ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड है अभ्यास, प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस। जैसे अभी का जो एग्जाम होने वाला है टीवाई के स्टूडेंट्स का, इट इज ऑनलाइन एग्जामिनेशन, मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस आने वाले हैं। बेस्ट वे क्या है, प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, जितने क्वेश्चंस मिलते हैं प्रैक्टिस करेंगे, डेली अभ्यास करेंगे, उसका अभ्यास करेंगे तो हमें सक्सेस मिल सकता है। और टेंशन किसको बता रहा नहीं, स्मर ने कैसे एकदम स्माइलिंग फेस के साथ, एकदम हल्का फुल्का सेशन हुआ आज का सर, रियली वंडरफुल सेशन सर। कमेंट्स लिख रहे हैं कि रियली फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसे सेशन हुआ। पेरेंट्स लिख रहे हैं कि राइट नाउ माय सन इज सो हैप्पी सिंस ही इज हैविंग एग्जाम फ्रॉम टुमारो। सर देखिए कितने सही समय पे हमारे एसएसटी कॉलेज ने ये वेबिनार का जो है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किया है, कि मोटिवेशनल वर्ड्स के लिए पेरेंट्स भी सर यहाँ पर हमको थैंक यू बोल रहे हैं। मैं तो एसएसटी कॉलेज की तरफ से आपको बहुत बहुत थैंक यू बोलता हूँ कि बहुत मोटिवेट किया। और आपने जो 3 पीस दिए हैं सर, एक बार फिर से वो रिमाइंड करना चाहूंगा सभी ऑडियंस को यहाँ पे, सर के 3 पीस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। 3 पीस, फर्स्ट पी पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट, देन सेकंड पी प्रैक्टिकली सोचो, प्रैक्टिस करो, एंड थर्ड प्रे, स्पिरिचुअलिटी, भगवान को याद करो, मेडिटेशन करो, अपना माइंड एकदम शांत रखो। और सर ने बहुत बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल दिया, वो ह्यूमरस एग्जाम्पल, वो 50 क्वेश्चंस वाला सर, बहुत हंसी आ रही थी, कमेंट्स भी आ रहे थे, सब लोग हंस रहे थे कि स्टार्टिंग में ही पढ़ते हैं। और यही होता है, बच्चे क्या करते हैं, एग्जाम आ गया, पेपर हाथ में मिल गया, अरे बाप रे ये क्वेश्चन है, अब फटाफट फटाफट चालू कर दिया। रीड प्रॉपरली, क्या लिखा है पहले उसको समझो, रिलैक्स रहो, और आराम से, कि वो कॉमिक सीन ही हो गया कि लास्ट में उस पता चला कि कुछ लिखना ही नहीं था। वैसे डोंट टेक इट अदर वे कि ऐसा आपको अभी कुछ होने वाला है, अभी सबके आंसर देने ही आपको। ओके, तो रिलैक्स रहो और 3 पीस पे काम करो, पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट, practice and pray to God. Okay, so thank you very much, Dr. Radhakrishnan Pillai sir, that from your busy schedule कि सर भी एग्जाम में बिजी है, बहुत सारा काम करना है, बहुत सारी तैयारियां करनी है। जैसे टीचर स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ाई में बिजी है, वैसे टीचर्स एग्जाम के ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में बिजी है। तो आपके बिजी शेड्यूल से आप यहाँ पर आए, आपने स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत इंस्पायर कर दिया, बहुत एनर्जी भर दिया है सर अभी। और मुझे लगता है अभी जो एग्जाम ये फेस करेंगे ना, बहुत रिलैक्स मूड में फेस करेंगे, उनको लगे अरे क्या है, एग्जाम टेंशन नहीं है, इट्स लाइक अ गेम, विल प्ले इट। जैसे हम लोग मोबाइल पे गेम खेलते हैं वैसे ही करने, ये गेम है, इसको खेल देंगे। क्वाइट इंस्पायरिंग, मोटिवेटिंग वर्ड्स सर, वी आर रियली thankful to you for giving your precious valuable time. We are thankful to all the participants, all the dignitaries, faculty members from different universities, university officials, even parents and the students who attended this webinar and actively participated, given their comments. We are thankful to our founder principal, Dr. Purswani sir, कि जिनके आइडिया से आज का ये वेबिनार यहाँ पे ऑर्गेनाइज हुआ और सभी को उसका बहुत हेल्प हुआ. So thank you very much. All the best to all the students who are appearing for examinations from SST College of Arts and Commerce, Ulhasnagar. Thank you very much. Keep smiling.